Hello and welcome back. This is part 3 of Talking Terminators, a podcast that was done a few years ago, so enjoy.
It's a bad film.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we all know that for sure. But was his first one, I think his first one right after that, though, was it Terminator or was it Conan?
Conan he did first, which,
yeah, okay.
That's an epic film, and you think, like, he can clearly speak English.
They may have just really worked on it. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, but even Terminator, the beauty is that it wasn't a talking role for him. You know what I mean? So it's just like, just be in it. We just need your figure.
Yeah.
I do Conan the Destroyer, just to get off in a second. I think Conan Destroyer is the better film, though.
Conan the Destroyer is better than what?
Than Barbarian, in my opinion.
What? You're insane.
I just enjoy watching it better. I enjoy maybe it's just the situation it's in. I think the content's a little better, but it's also a little bit more comic booky. It's a little closer to the comic book feel.
I get what you're saying. I reckon you probably watched that one first, maybe.
I probably did. Did.
No, but nobody on this earth would say that.
Wow. Hey, Quentin Tarantino agrees with me.
Does he really?
Yeah, he said it on the Joe Rogan show a while back. He was talking about it, and that's why. Well, because Conan was a comic book, and believe it or not, I don't know if you know this, Conan was created by a guy from Texas.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian was created from a guy out of Texas, which is weird. You would think it was created like from somebody at least that lived in Europe or something, but no, it was created from some country dude in Texas. But I was always like, he was sort of Conan was like a black sheep of the comic books to me, because he wasn't really he wasn't like a caped guy. It was more.
Yeah, he's more like a He-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I still enjoyed him and I still liked him. And it was one of those kinds that I just like, I read it, but I didn't love it. But when I saw Conan the Destroyer, it just reminded me more of the comics I grew up in. I think that's why I connected it with it. But
I didn't see Conan until the 90s. It was just a film that nobody really wanted to watch.
Oh, dude, all I wanted to do was grab a sword and swing it, swinging it that whole. You know how he swings it and then he holds it? Like, yeah. That's all I wanted to do anytime I picked up a sword. Like, I'm Conan.
Yeah, I was watching something that said that he had to do most of his own stunts because they couldn't get anybody the same size as him.
Yeah, I mean, and that at the time, nobody was like that. Now you got certain people getting that big, but not then. Nobody was as big as Arnold.
No.
So what do you think about T2? Let's move on to T2.
Okay, so my first experience of T2 was I was too young to see it in the cinema. So I had to wait for it on video, and I had no idea that Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to be the good guy.
And so, quick answer. Happy about that or not happy about that?
Happy that he's good.
When you first found out?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing because what they did was perfect, especially for younger audiences that shouldn't be watching it. Having him dressed as a cop, being puny, Robert Patrick I'm talking about, you would just assume that he's the new Michael Benn of the franchise. And he's not. He's 10 times worse. And I just remember that moment thinking, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Well, and the fact that a skinny guy like Robert Patrick is beating the shit out of Arnold,
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, and I've not seen The Abyss or anything like that. So I'd never seen that like watery, liquidy CGI, because that's all it really was at that time, wasn't it? It didn't have no real depth.
No, and what's funny is they did that liquid CGI stuff, and it was definitely way ahead of its time, and nobody had been doing it. And these shots like this took months to do, whereas now they can do this kind of stuff in a week. But the biggest thing that they did is like when you see the stuff moving on the ground, that's actually all they were using mercury and
that's brilliant.
Hair dryers and wind blowers on the left to blow it in certain directions to puddle up and everything. So the only time you saw CG is when it was him morphing. But anytime you saw the stuff on the ground and everything, they actually used real mercury with they had a whole team that was just controlling the mercury and filming all of it and blowing it this direction. And
Linda Hamilton, like you said before, she's completely changed. She's become very, let's say, butch.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good. Let me see. I think I got a picture of her right here, so I can. There we go. Yeah. So yes, she is. I think butch is maybe more of a. She looks like she could kick your ass. I don't think she's butch. She's just like no body fat whatsoever.
she doesn't look like she's open to love anymore.
No, at all. She looks like that. I don't know. I'm just picturing that person, like you trying to flirt with that person if you were her husband. If you were a husband, you're like, hey, come on, babe. How about tonight? You think you can? And I mean, first off, if I were to hug her or grab her, it would feel like I was grabbing The Rock. You know?
Yeah, a very skinny version of The Rock. Like, she's so toned. She must have put some serious effort into that, because that's altering her real body for a movie.
Oh, dude, big time. And I think, look, me and my buddy Robin were talking about this. It's sort of like when certain people hit this sort of stage to where it's just like, why are you looking like that? Like, why do you have to? I don't want my girls. And look, I'm not saying that I need girls to look a certain way. I'm not saying that, but to me, there's a feminist quality and there's a masculine quality. You know, I like girls to be more feminine. You know what I mean? If I'm into girls, that's my preference is girls. And so I prefer them to be a little bit more feminine. When it gets to the point to where their body is looking like mine or like a male bodybuilder's, it has nothing to do with me wanting them not to be healthy, anything like that. But it just becomes like, I feel like I'm looking at more like a dude, and that's not attractive to me. So like Elizabeth Shue's done the same thing. Like Madonna, same thing. They got super toned and just so like muscular that it's like, oh, I don't know.
What are you doing that for? Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming she did it for The Rock.
But she stayed that way afterwards. Like it sort of dominated
like
her life.
Dante's Peak.
But well, she never had her shirt off. She never was.
It might have made it better.
Maybe she hadn't attained. I mean, I don't think that she stayed completely like that. Like that's in hours in the gym every day. You know what I'm saying? That type of look.
Yeah, James Cameron must have said, "Look, come on." Be like, come on.
Well, that's what's crazy is they got married.
Who did?
Cameron and Linda Hamilton and Cameron were married for a long time.
Where was I when all this was happening?
He divorced her a while back.
I don't blame him. She probably arm wrestled him out of.
Yeah, James Cameron and Linda Hamilton were married, and it was because they met on Terminator. So, like when Terminator 2 was being made, I don't know if they were married yet, but they were an item. Kind of like, I mean, that's why she was much more of a, because she was in Terminator 2, or excuse me, she's in Terminator, but she's not really like a main character.
Or when did you discover the T-1000 cut?
The T-1000 cut, what do you mean?
So with the extra scenes, so the scenes with Kyle Reese in the mental institute with her as like a spirit. And have you seen this?
I feel like I have. It's not drawn, like it's sounding very familiar to me.
Yeah, like these scenes are, I don't know, it was in the 90s, late 90s. And I remember it was shown on TV.
So like Kyle is in part 2.
Yeah.
As a spirit.
Like, she's doing a pull-ups.
Right.
And all that, and he's like hugging her saying, you need to get out of here to save our child. And they deleted all these scenes for a reason. Because him being in it just made it a little bit supernatural.
Yeah, I don't want that with Terminator. I like the idea that it's just an unstoppable rebel force of machines. And I like the fact that she was very much a loner.
She wasn't mental. That's the thing. She wasn't mental, and then making out like she is with these extra scenes. And you can see why they were cut. There's a few extra scenes with the T-1000 where his feet change because of that mercury, not mercury, but the liquid nitrogen. Like his feet are getting confused with the floor because, I don't know, there's a problem since he's been melted down. Have you noticed that bit?
Well, I know what you're talking about, but what are you saying? Like who's getting confused?
The T-1000, he's not replicating himself like he should be.
Oh, with the nitrogen, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can see that those effects, there wasn't in the original version. So, and then obviously the part where Arnold's smiling, it's teaching him to smile.
Oh, yeah, that one's hilarious, dude, with the whole.
Yeah. It's a good scene, and I'm happy with that scene being in there because he's teaching him. You know, he's not just smiling willy-nilly, so.
No, I mean, yeah, it's not just, but see, I think it worked well enough. I mean, their relationship is part of why that movie is so good.
Yeah, it's definitely a father figure to him.
Yeah, and the way that he's teaching them how to curse, and they're doing the whole hasta la vista thing, and then you got them just being like, you know what, I am gonna sit on the front here, and I am gonna steer, and it's just like they become a little bit of a team, and I don't know, it just, to me, that's half of the movie of why it's like its own thing, why it's better, because none of these type of relationships existed at all in the first movie. You didn't even really get to know characters in the first movie. It's like run your ass off because he's out to get your ass.
Yep.
And then the second movie, you get a lot more of that.
That's not what you think.
That concludes the end of part 3. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe.
Somebody turn on the AC, because it's Angel Caruso.